Hey everyone, welcome to Bookish Nook, and today I am reviewing The Golden Lily by Richelle Mead. This is the second book in the Bloodlines series, so if you have not read Bloodlines, you should leave because you will be spoiled. Now this book picks off where Bloodlines left off, where we are with Sydney and everyone else in Palm Springs at the boarding school. What I really liked about this book is that this book focuses more on the relationships between the characters rather than the action, although there is more action in this book than the first. In this book, you start seeing Sydney's alchemist beliefs starting to fall by the wayside, but they still creep in, and Sydney starts to relent to the idea of practicing magic with her teacher, Miss Tellewinger. I am not really sure how to pronounce it. I sort of graze over it when I read. And you see Adrian and Sydney's relationship becoming more pronounced. And of course, we have more secrets to unveil. In this book, Sonia and Dimitri are working with Adrian to sort of see where and what they can do with spirit and see whether or not they can make people immune to becoming Strigoi. Now there's this one scene that really shows that despite Sydney's progression, she still has their old beliefs stuck within her, and that's when they ask for some blood from her, and she absolutely refuses and almost goes into a panic attack because it's just too much. And Adrian steps in and defends her honor. So that's another moment of the relationship that's kind of a pivotal point. Overall, I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars. So if you finish Bloodlines and are a little bit weary about continuing the series, I definitely recommend continuing. If you're like me, what I really enjoyed most about this book was that it focused more on their relationships and their day-to-day activities rather than an overall goal, and I really enjoyed that because it gives you a really good sense of the characters as themselves and their progression throughout the future books. So it's definitely worth checking out. Now into the more spoilery part of the review. One thing that I did not like about this book was the introduction of the Warriors of Light. I feel like their actual introduction was really mysterious and it had me hooked. I was as invested and interested in the outcome as the characters were. But as it progressed and you realize that it's just a bunch of humans who are trying to rid the world of vampires and they have this weird doctrine, I don't know, I felt like it fell a little short after its introduction, although there are still lots of secrets that need to be revealed about them, and it's very interesting. And I thought that the inclusion of Trey as one of the Warriors of Light was really interesting because I sort of felt like his character was useless in the first book, and I guess in the 3/4 of this book, until his bigger sense of purpose was there. But then they decided to maintain a friendship at the end of this book, and I don't see how that is going to work out, so I guess we'll find out in the Indigo Spell. I did like at the end how, Sydney is trying to escape the compound and Adrian shows up, and lo and behold, he can actually drive the Mustang he got, and he was just using it as a guise to have more time with Sydney, and I thought that was absolutely adorable and cute and everything. And the last scene of the book, which I guess you could say it's really bittersweet and all the fans love it, is and that's the scene with Adrian and Sydney's first kiss. And it was almost everything I could hope for them. And as usual, Sydney's alchemist teaching creep back in, and she stops it and sort of runs away. I really like the inclusion of Dmitry Belikov and Sonia Karp in this story because it really gives you a sense of Dmitry as a person apart from Rose. In the Vampire Academy series, every time you see Dmitry, Rose is there, obviously because it's from her perspective, so it was nice to see Dmitry separate from her and the feats he's able to accomplish, etc. I also enjoyed Sonia because her character is really interesting because she is essentially almost the expert at spirit, so she knows more than everyone else. And I really enjoyed, like working through their experiments and, seeing if whether or not it's actually possible to be immune to Strigoi. So maybe we'll find out that at the end of the series. Either way, this book definitely was a character-centered book. And that's one of my main reasons I loved it so much. There is action, don't get me wrong, it's there, but mostly it's focused on the characters' progression and their lives in relation to each other, so I really enjoyed that. So if you are looking to continue the series, Golden Lily is a great continuation of Bloodlines, and it really sets up the rest of the series for the characters, where they're going, and where the story is going as well. The one thing I've come to love about Richelle Mead's writing is how clear and non-fluffy it is. There are no extra ambiguous adjectives added for no reason, and it is clear and to the point, and I really like that about it. Although Sydney's intelligence does come off in the writing, you can tell there are moments when Sydney's going on about a topic she's really interested in or has lots of knowledge on, and you can just tell that she's knowledgeable about it. But it doesn't take away from the understanding of the book or the language it's trying to promote. So it's fantastic, and Richelle Mead does a great job of keeping this balance between clear and precise writing and the fluffiness that Sydney uses when she's explaining things. So I'm really enjoying that as well. Another thing I want to mention before is I really like how this series is taking place in one location. So we're at Palm Springs at the boarding school, and that is it. We go other places, but that is the central location. I'm really enjoying that about this series, because most series, the first book takes place in one place and the second book is another, and it continues like that throughout the series. So I'm really enjoying about this series. I'm excited to continue, and I'm currently reading The Indigo Spell. I think I'm about halfway through, and I'm really enjoying it so far. So look for a review when I finish that. Bye!